reactions are there. It is preparation from alcohol, which gives us symmetrical alcohol, and Williamson synthesis, where you can prepare both symmetrical and unsymmetrical alcohol. Okay. In preparation of alcohols, we find only the primary alcohols are useful because they give you the corresponding ethers. But when you go for secondary alcohol, then there is a possibility of formation of the alkenes also along with that. So in that case, the yield of the ether decreases, and it will be difficult to separate this ether from alkene. Okay. But when you go for tertiary alcohol, then they do not give any ether. They absolutely give the corresponding alkene, because in that case we find the elimination reaction is preferred over the substitution reaction. Alright? What is the demerit? Demerit is that we cannot prepare any unsymmetrical ether by this method. And tertiary alcohols do not give us any ether, and secondary gives us a mixture of alkene and ether. Okay. Now when you go for Williamson synthesis, where we prepare ether by reaction of the alkenes along with sodium alkoxide, and this can be used for preparation of both symmetrical as well as unsymmetrical. Okay. We have seen in case of primary alcohol, the reaction goes through SN1, SN2 method. In case of the Williamson synthesis also, the reaction follow SN2 substitution reaction. Okay. But again, same case we have found. When you want to go for preparation of secondary and tertiary ethers, we find secondary, in case of secondary, same problem is there. Alkenes as well as the ethers are formed, and the tertiary as gives us the corresponding alkenes. So we have found when you want to prepare an unsymmetric ether, when you take a mixture of haloalkane and a metal alkoxide, we should see that the haloalkane should contain less number of carbon atoms. That is, we can say in other words that the halogen atom should be that alkyl group which contains less number of carbon atoms. Because if you go for the opposite, in that case you find you get alkene, not ether. Okay. And in that case, we have discussed two examples, ethyl methyl ether, and we have examples discussed that tertiary ethyl methyl ether. But when you go for the preparation of aromatic aliphatic ether, like the methyl phenyl ether and or any sol, in that case we found that it has a different type of explanation. We find that haloarine, or you can say bromobenzene, chlorobenzene, cannot be used to prepare the ether with sodium methoxide, because the carbon bromine or carbon halogen bond cannot be broken because it has partial double bond character, and in such case reaction will not occur. So we just take the opposite. We take the sodium peroxide and react it with methyl bromide or methyl iodide. In that case, we can easily get methoxybenzene or MSO. Then other than that, I have done an extra reaction where we can prepare any type of ether, primary, secondary or tertiary ether without any side product by taking the corresponding haloalkanes and heating it with dry silver oxide. Silver has a tremendous affinity for halogen. Because of that, you can prepare diethyl ether, you can prepare diisopropyl ether, you can prepare ditertiary butyl ether. All the examples I have discussed. Okay, I will now discuss the last one preparation, which is not in your syllabus. That is but absolutely for the preparation of methyl ether. And there is a special reagent, it's called diazomethane. It is only for your entrance exam. Preparation of methyl ether. That is, one side you will have methyl group, Okay, one side you'll have methyl group, and this R can be alkyl or aryl. It can be aliphatic or aromatic. Okay, so from from diazomethane, this reagent you have not heard till now. Diazomethane. This diazomethane is a special reagent. It looks like this. Okay, see, this has a negative as well as a positive sign. This type of species are called butyride. Okay, so I will show you how this is being. Can you hear me? Hello,
Yes,
hello.
sir.
Ah, see here. This is called diol. R can be aliphatic or aromatic. See, this CH2 minus, and we know that this carbon hydrogen bond is highly polar. So immediately this picks up this. What happens now? You get RO minus, INO minus is a strong nucleophile. And what you get now here? You get this. This nitrogen has crossed this usual valency of 3, it will become 4. So what will happen now? See, immediately nitrogen goes out in the whole nitrogen gas. So what you get now here? You get here ROCH3 and nitrogen. You get 100% yield of ether. If you treat it with alcohol or if you treat it with phenol, you get this. So this I am trying only for your emphasis. Say, suppose you have taken ethanol. Okay? That's it. This is methyl. So you have taken here ethanol. No, I'll not. This I have shown you because these chemical reactions are not magic. Okay? This is ethanol and this is diazomethane. This is diazomethane. Now I write the product directly. What will you get now here? CH3, CH2O, CH3 plus N2. So you get here ethyl, methyl, ethyl. If you take phenol, okay, and if you have reacted with diazomethane, then you will get here you get this. This is called methyl phenyl. And what is its common name? Any. So this is a gift for you. Okay. Now I'll go to physical property. Okay.
copy?
Huh? From video you can do it. Because it's not in your syllabus, no. So when you video, you get you right. Okay, now see here. Now we'll go for physical property. Please remember dimethyl ether. Dimethyl ether and ethyl methyl ether are gases. Okay? The rest of the members are liquid with a very, very characteristic smell. Most of the ethers have the same smell. Alright? Aromatic ethers are either liquid or solid, but most of them are solid only. Okay? But they also have the same type of smell. So this is the physical state. Okay? Now, now density. Ethers are very light substances. Okay? And they are lighter than that of water. They are lighter than that of water. All the ethers, very few ethers are there which are found to be heavy than water. Some aromatic ethers, whose molecular mass is very large, otherwise they are lighter than water. Boiling point. Ethers are, the dipole moment of ethers are very less. As the dipole moment ethers are very less, in that case you will find their intermolecular forces of attraction so also there. Okay, so the boiling point of ethers are also there. In such cases, you find most of the ethers are highly volatile in nature. In chemistry laboratories, when we use ether, we always see that there should not be any naked flame. Okay, so in that case, otherwise the vapor is going to catch fire because it is highly inflammable in nature. Solubility. Ethers are not soluble in water. Okay? Very small amount of ether goes into solution. That is also whose molecular masses are there. Okay? Higher member ethers are not soluble. Aromatic ethers are also not soluble. Now, why the lower member ethers are slightly soluble in water? Because we know any substance which has to go in solution. I'm not saying of the inorganic substances. If organic substance has to go into solution, it has to associate with water molecules through intermolecular hydrogen bonding. So lower member ethers are to certain extent are soluble in water because they also can form intermolecular hydrogen bonding. This is all. Okay? Lower members, lower member ethers are sparingly soluble in water. Yes, they associate with water molecules through intermolecular hydrogen bonding. Okay. Okay. Now we'll go for chemical properties. See, ethers are not very reactive substances. Okay. So, please now write one paragraph. Chemical properties. Right. All right. Please write. Right. Ethers are not very reactive. Ethers are not very reactive compounds because the functional group like this one. See, this is ether linkage. The functional group, after that you write present in them is relatively inert as compared to the OH group. OH group present in alcohol and phenol. So, right. They do not react with bases. They do not react with bases, comma, reducing agent, comma, oxidizing agent, and active metal, etc. Under ordinary conditions. It is because of this reason that these are used as solvents. These are used as solvents. Okay, please. Many a time this question is being asked. Why ethers are used as solvents? In that case, you have to write this one. That ethers are not reactive as alcohols and phenols, and they do not react with oxidizing agents, reducing agents, active metals. Okay, so hence they are under ordinary conditions, hence are used as solvents. Okay, now I told you whatever you discuss chemical properties. So first of all, we should be able to see the molecule. How does it look like? And I will try to find the weakness in the molecule. And after determining the weakness, then we'll go on breaking those bonds and we'll do the chemical reaction. Okay? So same thing is applicable for human being also. So if you want to get something done from a human being, find his weakness. Okay? So let me write this one. R C H H R. I'm not going for aromatic now. Huh? See. So what are the bonds we have here? We have carbon oxygen bond, carbon hydrogen bond, and this here we have carbon R will be here, so you can have carbon carbon bond. So out of this, which bond is most polar? This bond is most polar because oxygen is electronegative, and so it will make this bond polar. So most of the properties that you are going to study is a cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Okay. Some very few reactions are there where the carbon hydrogen bond breaks. Okay. So if the carbon hydrogen bond breaks, what is going to happen? In that case, we will find this hydrogen will undergo substitution reaction. So I'm writing it not, but this is not being given in your book. Okay. You can write like this. This is A. There is property due to the cleavage of carbon hydrogen bond or substitution of or alkyl hydrogen. All right. What will be the second one? Second one will be cleavage because of this. The property due to the cleavage of the the carbon oxygen bond. Okay. So there will be property to the cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. And if it is aromatic substance, then we are going for the cleavage of electrophilic substitution reaction. So we can write down here A properties due to the cleavage of alpha carbon hydrogen bond or substitution on alkyl group. So this is not in a syllabus book. Nothing they have mentioned. Hopefully. Okay. So right now here properties due to the cleavage of carbon oxygen bond. Okay. So now what are the properties you can read here? Or we can write here now what are the reaction you can get it? Hydrolysis. Because if you treat it with dilute acid, you will find both the one of the bond will break. Hydrolysis. Or we can write here? The reaction with strong acid. Acha, one thing I did not write, very bad. I write it here, huh? I write here B and A. You know why dear? See, it has two lone pair. What is going to happen? Any atom which is having pair of electrons can give, so it connected to what? Leaves base. So A, right here. Huh? Behave as Lewis base or reaction with acid. And D, A, B, C, D. So this will write here. Is reaction as a whole. Okay. So you can write combustion. Combustion means what? Oxidation or oxidation. And E, electrophilic substitution of aromatic ether. Okay? So don't get scared. In your book, you have given A and B. Please write down. Please write. It's not that I'm putting some extra burden on you. So see, this subject we cannot learn twice. We have to learn together for your board exam as well as entrance exam. So I cannot tell you half story. Please write down.
স্যার
Yes.
স্যার স্যার বলছি যে স্যার লাইটটা জ্বালিয়ে নেন না, একটু অন্ধকার অন্ধকার লাগছে।
Oh, all right. As if I'm teaching in a restaurant, na? All right.
Not good.
Thank you. Thank you. কালকে ইলেকট্রিসিটিটা হতে হবে না, ঠান্ডা জল খাইয়া ইলেকট্রিসিটি। Finish, I think.
Yes, sir.
Acha. Then what about our lazy boys who are there? I do not know. Okay, good. So, right there. Right. Right. Properties as loose base. Properties as loose bases. Loose bases. Right. Right. Oxygen atom in ether. Oxygen atoms in ethers contain two lone pairs of electrons. Bonded to two electron-rich alkyl groups. Two electron-rich alkyl groups. And so, they behave as strong Lewis bases. Okay, then write next paragraph. Right. They react with concentrated they react with concentrated mineral acids or Lewis acid to form
The concentrated one.
mineral, mineral. Mineral means I told you all inorganic acids, mineral acids. Okay, with mineral acids now within bracket you write HCl, H2SO4, etc. Mineral acids within bracket you write HCl, H2SO4, etc. Close the bracket. And Lewis acid. Okay, within bracket you write BF3, comma AlCl3, etc. to form corresponding oxonium, salts, OXONIUM, oxonium salts. Okay, so I'm going to write now. Yeah. CH3, okay, I'll write like this. C2H5, O. Okay, C2H5. So this is called what? Diethyl ethyl. This is the one we use generally in the lab, most common. See, it is two lone pair. Now, if I have reacted with concentrated HCl, concentrated HCl gives us H plus ion. So immediately H plus ion will form bond with this lone pair of electrons. So what you are going to get now here? 5C2O H. C2H5. Okay. So this will, as oxygen is given an electron to the hydrogen, it is lost. So in that case, what should you write? You should write the positive charge. But generally, in this case, you write the positive side outside, and you will write here. Okay. So what is the name of this one? This oxonium salt has been made from diethyl ether. Okay. So in that case, we'll write here diethyl ether oxonium. No, sorry. Diethyl oxonium chloride. Diethyl oxonium chloride. If I have reacted with sulfuric acid, so it will give us same thing, C2O, C2H5, H, and here will be HSO4 minus. So the name will be diethyl oxonium hydrogen sulfate. Okay, it will be diethyl oxonium hydrogen sulfate. Now there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I'll do one more. Okay, with this BF3. BF3 is a very strong Lewis acid. Okay, this is called what? Boron trifluoride. Okay, this is a very strong Lewis acid. It does not give you hydrogen. Why it is Lewis acid? Because it is having an incomplete octet. So it has the capacity to accept a pair of electrons. All right. So in that case, the structure of this one will be BF3. So this will be plus and this will be minus. It's called boron trifluoride. It's a stable compound. It can be separated by distillation. Boron trifluoride etherate. All right. So now I will go for this second property. What is the second property? It is the substitution of hydrogen in alpha hydrogen, substitution of alpha hydrogen in ether, aliphatic ether. Okay, so I'll give you one. This is only again for your entrance exam. Okay, this is B. Substitution of alpha hydrogen in of alkyl ether. Okay, so if you write the heading now, there you write, not in syllabus. All right. So here we will write here halogenation. See here. Suppose I have taken this. See, I am not showing you the property of dimethyl ether because it is gaseous. Okay. This is liquid. So if I bubble chlorine gas through diether in darkness, not in presence of light, dark, you will find these are called alpha hydrogen. Okay. These are alpha hydrogen. You will find it will be replaced. So what you are going to get here? Cl O CH2 CH. And if you bubble it for little more time, what will happen now? These also will be replaced. So this is only for your entrance exam. And those who are not interested for entrance exam, forget. अच्छा, now suppose if I do in presence of light, तो क्या होगा? Huh? They'll feel shy or what? If you do the chlorination in presence of light, you know what will happen? All the hydrogen will be replaced. All the hydrogen. So how many hydrogens are here? 5 plus 5, 10, nah? So in that case, you'll find, I'll write here 10 Cl2. And here I'm going to write light. So it will be Cl3, CCl2, CCl2, and CCl3 plus 10 CCl. So this is, huh? So in that case, this is not for your school exam. Okay. Now we'll go for reactions involving carbon-oxygen bond. Reactions involving carbon-oxygen bond. Okay. Reactions involving cleavage of carbon-oxygen bond. All right. So first I'll write here 1 hydrolysis. Hydrolysis. Ethers, when heated. See, I told you ethers are not that reactive, so you always have to do under drastic conditions. Heated with dilute acid under, in a sealed tube, because otherwise the ether will escape if you heat it. Now boiling point is very less. In a sealed tube, under go hydrolysis to give corresponding alcohol from which they were prepared. That is, it is just opposite of preparation. We prepared ether by dehydration of alcohols in presence of dehydrating agent like concentrated H2SO4 at 413 Kelvin. So now you get the ether to that you add dilute acid, it heat it in that cell tube, you will get back the same alcohol. Okay? You get back the same alcohol. That is, I write like this. R O R H2O. Okay? H2SO4. Heat. What you will get? See, I write like this. H O H. What is going to get? ROH, ROH. You will get now here ROH. So if I have taken diethyl ether, CH3, CH2, O, CH2, CH3 plus H2O So what you'll get now here? H2SO4 heat, you'll get HO. So what we'll get now here? 2 molecules of ethanol. See, this is from which we are prepared. This is being prepared from this. So again, we get back the same thing. This is symmetrical research. If I have taken unsymmetrical research, see, suppose I have taken CH3, CH2, O, even those gaseous also, but you can put. So if you write now here H2O, H2SO4, heat it, see, H, O. Chemical reactions are not that difficult, yeah. Unnecessarily don't get scared. So last year, I have very few MBO students. Maybe they don't like me. Okay, but the results were not bad, except 1 or 2. But in CBSE, I think 90% of my students they got more than 9. Okay, so this is B1 hydrolysis. So this hydrolysis somehow is missing from your textbook. Your author who has written your this thing. So you have to thank board that they have not given you much more load of the chemistry. But these people are not going to set your questions for your entrance exam. So you should know little more. Okay. So these are different. So this one, when you at home, when you see again, you can write it. Now we'll go for next one is there. It's called reaction with hydrogen. But we know that ethers are not reactive. So ethers can react only under 2 conditions. First, if the physical conditions are very rigorous, what are those? Very high temperature, high pressure. Or is going to react with the reagents which are extremely reactive. Okay? Like it is, if I go for the reaction with the hydrogen halide, which is the stronger acid in the series, HBr and HI. In your book, they have given HI, so we'll do it. Okay? So we'll write here ethers react with strong hydrohalate acid like HBr and HI. All right. At higher temperature in a sealed tube. Why you have to take sealed tube? Because in that case, ether cannot escape. And so much of vapor is being generated within the tube, so it creates more pressure, just like our pressure cooker. Okay, so I'll classify this reaction into 2 categories. Reaction with symmetrical ether and unsymmetrical ether. So, A. Reaction of hydrogen iodide with symmetrical ether. All right. So, all right. Again, we can classify in 2 categories. When equimolar amount of ether and HI are heated give a mixture of iodo, alkane and alcohol. Iodoalkane and alcohol. Okay, see here. ROR HI. So what it will give you? I'll write here now like this. H I think again I have to practice my handwriting. See here. What you will get? You will get here ROH and RI. See, you get a molecule of alcohol and you get a molecule of iodoalkane. When? Why? Because I have taken only one equivalent. Okay? So, I'll take a specific example. Say it is diethyl ether. Okay? And HI. So let me write here HI. Break it. What you will get now here? CH3, CH2, OH and CH3, CH2I with one equivalent. Alright? Now I'll show you the mechanism. You should know everything, okay? You have grown up. Everything you should know. How things happen. You cannot say, that is so difficult. No, nothing is difficult in this world. See? People are very mature. How beautifully you can lie your parents. Even parents also cannot lie you like that. They're very intelligent to you, Buddha. See? Mechanism. You will know everything, Step 1. What did I take? Hydrogen iodide. This is a strong acid. So HI will give you H plus and I minus. Okay? Step 1. Step 1. You know, see, this is a Lewis acid. And what is ether? Ether, is it not a Lewis base? We have already discussed. Okay? I have taken, okay, I'll write a very stylish to you. Okay? See here. Wait. Whatever you do, you do is a style. So the people looking at the structure itself, people fall in love with molecule, not with you. Take care. This virus should not attack you. Love virus. Otherwise, future gone. Understood? Hey, it's not a chemistry question. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Otherwise, I'll reach your house with therapy. Thorough beating is enough. Okay. Now see here. In this case, this is a Lewis base and this is a Lewis acid. So what is going to form? In that case, you'll find it will be CH3 H. This. See this one. This is the intermediate. Now this group, both side groups are similar or not? similar. So in that case, you'll find this is the one. Okay. So now it cannot attack from this side. It will attack from this side because it is being blocked with such a big alkyl group. So it is blocked. So if a nucleophile attacks from back side, what type of substitution it is? If a nucleophile attacks from back side, what type of substitution? Tell. So many mechanism I have done. What is the substitution? What should you call? Till now you have read how many types of nucleophilic substitution? Two, no? SN1 and SN2. So it is following SN1 or SN2? Hello? SN? Tell loudly. Whenever we have confusion, no, we always speak politely. Shout. SN1 or SN2? Hello?
Sir, SN2.
Very good, girl. I'm very proud of you. Boys are all gone, I think. These people are so coward. Please remember, never choose a coward boy. So all the boys know you note, and if they propose, you straight refuse. See here. You get this, and you get here CH3, CH2, or not? CH3, CH2. So you will get this. Clear? So this is the reaction of hydrogen iodide with symmetrical alkane. And what is the condition? We take same amount of hydrogen iodide and ether. Okay? Now we'll do reaction with excess amount of alcohol. All right? We'll write now here. Reaction with excess amount of hydrogen iodide. See, I have already shown you the CH3, CH2OH plus HI gives you what? It gives us It gives us CH3, CH2OH and CH3, CH2I. Is it not? You get a mixture of alcohol and iodoalkane. You get here ethanol and ethyl iodide. But see, in alcohol chapter we have found alcohol reacts with HCl, HBr and HI to form corresponding haloalkanes. So with one equivalent you get this, but you have added plenty. So what is going to happen? This one will react with another molecule. So this is going to react with another molecule of hydrogen iodide. So now you know what is going to happen. You will get here I plus H2O. More. Then you add it. When you add it, done. So what should I write now here? CH3, CH2O, CH2, CH3 plus 2 HI. It will give you 2 CH3, CH2I plus H2O. Please remember, with excess amount of hydrogen iodide, you get corresponding iodide. Correct? So now we'll go for what is the second condition? Second condition is that reaction with unsymmetrical. That is reaction of unsymmetrical ethers with hydrogen iodide. Hydrogen iodide. अब इसी तरह मुश्किल देखो I'll start directly with this CH3 or CH3. Okay, I will not write the condition here. Suppose it is like this, what you will get? You will get here CH3, CH2OH and CH3I. But if the molecule comes ulta, what will happen? Because in solution, the molecule keeps on moving and rotating. Suppose there it is like this. Here you find the molecule has become like this. So in H and I, what will get? You will get here CH3, CH2I and CH3OH. So in the reaction, what should happen? In the reaction, I should get two alcohol, ethanol, methanol. How many iodalkanes? Two, methyl iodide and ethyl iodide. Okay, but actually it does not happen. It gives you only one type of alcohol and one type of iodoalkane. Okay, so I'm not going to write the product. This is so I'm will first write the mechanism, then thing will be clear to you. Clear? So I'm now removing it. So mechanism, so now you know. Huh? So I'll write now here. CH3, CH2O, CH3 plus H side. Product I'm not writing. Product after finishing the mechanism only will write. Huh? Okay. So mechanism. Okay, may I know the species from army school are there attending? Hello, Aditi? Aditi, this girl's face also I forgot. Then Miss Aparajita, not.
Hello, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, there. Ah, very good, very good. Then Mr. Amit Das, huh? Is there? Step 2. Okay? So, in this case, I write it like this. I think others, because as you are getting video, no, now so you sleep. See, this is ethyl methyl. All right? What is going to happen? It is first going to form oxonium salt. So now, what is going to happen? See here. See, you yourself will be able to predict which will be the product. Sorry. H. Now, see here. Look, iodine is a very large atom. Iodine. So in this case, iodine will come from which side? This side or this side? Right or left? Which side you have less obstruction? Right or left? Huh?
Left.
Left. So in that case, good girl. Huh? See here. Then in that case, what you are going to get? See, you will get CH3I, and here you get ethanol. Understood? Very beautiful guy. You get this. So what should I write it here? I will write here CH3, CH3, CH2. Now, is what type of mechanism? It is SN2. I'll write here now. SN2. All right? This goes via SN2 reaction. Please write it from here to here. Right. Tagore. Nirvignana Tatheta Nirvana. Finished?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you write one statement. Right. In case of primary and secondary ether, reaction follow SN2 mechanism by which,
Pardon, sir.
in case of primary and secondary ethers, reaction follow SN2 mechanism by which iodide, okay, within bracket you write I minus, goes to the smaller alkyl group, goes to the smaller alkyl group. This is smaller, this is bigger. Smaller alkyl group. Can you finish now? Smaller alkyl groups, smaller alkyl groups. Okay, stop. Right, next paragraph. Right. However, in case of tertiary ethers, the iodide goes to the tertiary group as the reaction follow SN1 mechanism. As the reaction follow SN1 mechanism. So I'll show you now again. Okay. So I'm taking this CH3, CH3, C. This is tertiary butyl, okay? And here you have CH3. As for our earlier theory, I should go here, but in this case, you find I goes here. SN1. So I told you what you are going to get here. CH3, CH3I plus CH3. This is for exam, very, very important. Okay? For example, it is very, very important. So this is CH3. This is CH3. This is CH3. Okay? So this is CH3. This is CH3. This is CH3. All right. Now see here. This bond is going to break. Why? Tertiary carbocation is highly stable. So what you are going to get? See, now here we will write SN1. It will form CH3, CH3, CH3 plus and CH3 OH, SN1. Now I minus is going to react. Okay, and you get here CH3, CH3, CH3I plus CH3OH. It's extremely important for your school and the board exam. Okay, finish it. Up to this much is enough for today. Tomorrow or not on Sunday. Sunday should I take? Huh? Hello.
No, sir.
Okay, okay.
No, sir.
No, yes. Huh? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, Sunday is also a day in, and Sunday morning do you go to church these days?
Yes, sir. We go to church,
Huh?
sir.
Kanoje? Huh? 7 o'clock you go to church. Tell. Sunday I'm going to take. Please don't think that I'm any.
No, sir.
Okay, then Monday I'll take. Monday I'll finish this chapter.
Thank you, sir.
How many video you got till now of alcohol? How many? 2 or 3? Huh? How many video? See, I told you because of that you have to go for register. The moment you register, you will have access to the Sacred Heart, that network. In network, all the videos are loaded. So you don't have to request me, sir, please send a video. You have directly access to all the videos. Hello Alkane videos you can access. Then this one, then in that case you need not save in your mobile because mobile also has a capacity of storage. Okay, so you register yourself and you have a direct access to their net. In that case, you go to my site and you can see all the videos. All the videos are being uploaded there. Clear? Huh? Okay, Monday I will take. So, as because I'm taking around 6 days a week, I think by September middle I can finish organic. By this, generally, so I take 2 days a week normal tuition. In that case, by I think September I would have covered for entire year, but no problem. After I finish, then I'll go to P block. After P block, then I'll go to this first portion, physical chemistry. Okay, bye. Good day.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome. Very
Thank you,
nice.
sir. Thank you, sir.